here are my questions to you. We've been in triage. We've been in the emergency room, okay? We got systemic risk here and systemic risk here, and automakers, Fannie Mae, banks, investment banks, insurance companies. Is there something wrong with the system? Not all these little things. Is there something wrong with the system? And if you could go back in time, would you change one thing? Glass-Steagall, branch banking, securitizing loans. If you could go back in time, what would it be?
I would greatly strengthen both the public and private sector risk controls. They were insufficient.
Like what?
Well, by strengthening supervisory oversight over the risk management, making banks responsible for strengthening those controls. I think the system just got carried away by the credit bubble, and the risk management systems didn't succeed in protecting the system from that. There are also a lot of gaps in the regulatory system, places where there's duplicate oversight, places where there's not enough oversight. So we have a lot of work to do when we
I'm just putting it out there, and you don't have to respond to it, but part of me longs for the good old days of smaller banks or institutions that in the event they were to fail, it doesn't affect the system, which is what we've had here, and in too many places and too many spots. Number one. Second question, and then I yield to the gentleman from Ohio. Dr. Price kept talking about private capital on the sidelines, and I've heard that a lot. Private capital on the sidelines. It'll come rushing in when we do something. First of all, I want to compliment you. I think we staved off a collapse of the banking system, given what was going on in September. But how much private capital is really out there to come roaring in after the economy's dropped by 30 or 40%?
I think there is a good bit. There's been a huge rush away from credit markets in general, money going into very safe assets, treasury bill rates being driven even negative for a short period. Certainly less than there was before, and there have been a lot of losses, but there's still plenty of capital if the environment improves in a way that makes it attractive.